Hello, noble ones. Welcome back to my channel.
We need to talk about Destiny.
This is the Metatron speaking. You know how a few days ago I made a video dedicated to talking about Hassan Piker? Well, today we've got another one, as you know, and this video is dedicated to Destiny. Now, whatever you may think about Destiny's ability to speak, debate, positions, rhetoric, political analysis, is all completely irrelevant. Okay. Because as it was the case with Hassan Piker, he too has crossed multiple lines. I used to watch his debates sometimes. I watched him debate Andrew Wilson, I watched him debate Ben Shapiro, and in general I enjoyed listening to positions from both sides in order for me to maintain an open mind and seeing how people counter arguments that otherwise you would only hear within echo chambers. However, I completely stopped watching him after he made fun of the firefighter who lost his life during President Trump's assassination attempt. At that point, I thought that Stephen Bonnell had reached his new low, his lowest point, but boy was I wrong. It seems like that similarly to Piker Boy, Destiny has also been calling for political violence for a while and appears to have had no repercussions when it comes to possible deplatforming or even legal procedures when it...
No possible repercussions. You know I'm permabanned from Twitch, right? Do people not do any research at all? Wait, what is this clip? Wait, how many is this like 8 years old? How long ago did I live? This is when I lived in Glendale. This is from 2019? Okay, based.
Comes to that so far.
And I'm playing, are we playing PUBG? Oh shit, I'm probably gonna some wild shit. What are we gonna say?
Watch.
I'm ready for the fucking, the great cleansing, dude.
Cleansing?
Cleansing.
What cleansing?
When we genocide conservatives in this country.
Are you gonna be out in the streets with your Glock?
Maybe. You gotta go back to Nebraska and grab it.
You genuinely do hate conservatives, don't you?
Okay, first of all, conversation I'm having while running around playing a video game. This is my serious political commentary. Okay, based. Very much so. This was later. Oh, this was even earlier. Oh, that's Devin. How old is this one? 2018? I wonder what the context is.
You genuinely do hate conservatives, don't you?
Very much so. I've moved full on to like the political violence level, or the real violence level when it comes to conservative people. Yeah, I think they need to be like excised from my fucking country. I think they're demonstrably fucking evil people by any moral system that most people would use.
True. Yeah, you instead are a saint.
And then I just hate them because they tend to yeah? Again, I said this is going to be a point I'm going to hit hard for the next 6 months. This concept of politics is when I talk, and that's all it is. And as long as I'm only talking and only doing politics, it can't possibly hurt anybody or harm anybody, is the it is the most privileged position. It is a luxury position to take. It's just politics. It's just talking. Nobody's really getting hurt, LOL. There are too many examples, especially now under Trump too, where this is just not the case. Like, if you want to do politics, then you have to grow up and be a big boy and realize that when you advocate for unhinged, crazy, insane shit, that there are going to be people that take unhinged, crazy positions in response to it. That's how the world has always worked through all of human history. And it will continue to be how it works. Destroy the outcomes related to this country, which is what I'm concerned with. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a topic I'm not yet sort of ready to touch.
No. Conservatives have been disgusting for years, which is why I don't give a fuck about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies. This is more recent, thank God. Okay, but for the firefighter thing, true. Doesn't get shot or whatever the fuck. True. Okay, because they had no problem making fun of Paul Pelosi. The entire world would be better off if these people were permanently removed from these platforms. True. Like, there is no downside and only upside to see people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Tim Pool never be allowed to publicly broadcast their opinions ever again. It's exclusively bad stuff that happens. True. Conservatives have been
I think you have been disgusting for years. The logic.
Yeah, okay.
Idiocy of trying to tell us that laughing and making fun of Pelosi's husband's situation is horrific and ending up doing the same thing. Hypocrite. Of course.
And then this, yeah, I don't know. This is also another thing I'm going to keep harping on. Responding to an event by doing the same thing that the other person does is not actually the same thing, right? If I tell you, wow, that guy just punched that other guy, and you go, holy shit, that's bad. But then I go, well, the other guy punched him first. Well, that changes things meaningfully, right? If the left, which I believe they firmly are, I know that I'm at this position, and I know most of the other people on the left are, if the left says, hey, we should all stop doing political violence, wouldn't that be great? If the right would do it, that's different than saying, oh, well, if the right's not going to disavow any of this, then I'm not going to. Do you see the difference, right? The right is not willing to bring it down no matter what. The right doesn't follow the lead of the left and say, okay, you're right. We should all like tone it down a little bit. Anytime the left capitulates, the right just capitalizes on it. That is a cancerous it's a cancerous relationship where one side is constantly taking advantage of and abusing the other and members of their own side. As you see Charlie Kirk's corpse being drug around by his widow wife and the rest of the people who are even loosely affiliated with him or the administration in order to push their political agenda. I wish these people, to be fair, maybe this guy does have a lot of criticism for that other side, but it's always funny to me that somebody can listen to Trump or the Republicans say disgusting thing after abhorrent thing, after insane thing, after violent thing, after pulling funding from, bombing, whatever. And then they hear me say some shit like, fuck these people. These people don't belong in my fucking country. These people aren't Americans. I'm like, wow, that was the line for me. I can't believe that he would say that. Back to civility politics with the right. It's a fucking joke.
Making fun of what happened to Pelosi is wrong, was wrong, should be condemned, but you did the same thing. So you're no better than the people you say you hate.
Okay.
You should hate yourself now.
He's a centrist who's actually a massive conservative, basically Adam from Adam and Stitch. Oh, is he? Oh, okay. That would explain this then, yeah.
There are plenty of people in this world who have never made fun or laughed at someone else's misfortunes. You're not one of them. So what happens? This is, of course, just the tip of the iceberg. Let's have a look at what kind of posts he has produced after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, shall we? For instance, there is this clip during a Piers Morgan Uncensored.
And I'm going to keep pushing against this. Yeah, dude, all the people whose only exposure to you being edgelord retard are totally going to get your point. A lot more people are in the position than people who will get your point. You're retarded. The only reason why they see anything at all is because that's what conservatives show them. And Hutch has the same lack of understanding as well, and so do most of the people that make this argument. When you say things like, oh, well, if you just didn't say that, then they wouldn't say that about you, then they wouldn't say anything about me. The conservatives would just find somebody else to copy paste an argument from. That's how it works. It's not like they're going to say, it's not like conservatives are going to go, oh, look at all these people on the left disavowing, because we've played this game over and 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 over again, right? What did we just see Josh Shapiro do when his own fucking house was set on fire? Was come out and disavow all political violence. He didn't blame one side, right? We see the same. What did Joe Biden do when political violence happened? He came out and he said that everybody needs to tone it the fuck down. It's not the same. At some point, maybe it will be, but right now it's not. And liberals playing into this delusional fantasy that this cucklord wants us to play into, where, oh, well, if liberals just keep disavowing, eventually they'll come down. Stupid.
Following statement was made. Stop calling everyone you disagree with Nazis. There is a real world out there, and your words can make people pick up guns. I agree, 100%. What does Mr. Bonnell say in response to that? You know what actually legitimizes widespread violence? Question mark. The President of the United States constantly reminding people that the 2020 elections was fraudulent. Close quotes. The words spoken, the claims made by the President of the United States do not legitimize any form of widespread violence. And
This guy's just retarded. Why am I linked to this guy? What?
This type of mentality that causes outcomes such as what happened to Charlie Kirk. And mind you, this post...
Hold on. What? Me tweeting out, calling out the rhetoric that literally led to the entire J6 insurrection is actually the rhetoric that radicalizes people?
was fraudulent. Violence? Question mark. The President of the United States constantly reminding people that the 2020 elections was fraudulent. Close quotes. The words spoken, the claims made by the President of the United States do not legitimize any form of widespread violence. And in this type of mentality...
But it literally did, right? Not only did it instigate that violence, he literally pardoned all the people that were violent on his behalf afterwards. He literally pardoned all of them when he came into office.
It causes outcomes such as what happened to Charlie Kirk. And mind you, this post was made 23 hours ago, which means after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. No. Whatever statement made by the President of the United States legitimizes you to use your words to disagree or make debunking videos if that's what you want to do. That's what it legitimizes.
Oh my God, dude. I hate YouTube. YouTube was a mistake. All of these people being involved. Why can't they just follow? There's got to be some other meme. Like, go follow, like, video game lore or something. What? Like, you don't have a real opinion. You're not a real human being. Like, politics is for YouTube debate videos. Politics is just for debunking. LOL, who cares at the end of the day? Meanwhile, the president invokes the Alien Enemies Act for deportation policy, invokes national emergencies to tariff literally the entire fucking world. But it's just words, LOL.
This is you to do. I guess you could strike as long as you keep it peaceful, but that's it. What else did he post? Let's check this one on his page.
I hate Charlie Kirk. I think he's actually a Satan spawn. He's very, very strategically minded. I hate Charlie Kirk. I think he's actually a Satan spawn. He's very, very strategically minded. I hate Charlie Kirk. I think he's actually...
Now we're playing 4-second clips? Okay. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize. You're not allowed to hate somebody after they died. I hope that when I die, I hope everybody says, I didn't hate Destiny. He was a beautiful... I didn't hate him. Now that he's dead, I'm not going to hate him. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. Charlie Kirk is a Satan spawn, according to... And somehow CNN showed that. Absolutely, CNN showed this tolerance. I am sure that the left is going to be packed of new people moving from the center, thinking, man, you know what? This is...
If the rhetoric is so important, why is it okay for the President of the United States to engage in this nonstop for 10 years? Or the plethora of other conservative figures that we watched earlier. The Bill O'Reillys, the Sean Hannitys, the Glenn Becks, the Michael Savages. Oh, one that I didn't cover who also used to be incredibly vitriolic was Ann Coulter. I don't know if she was ever as popular on TV or radio. I think she had a radio show for a while. She was did books as well. But
This is what I really want. You convinced me now that yeah. This is exactly the 12, yeah, absolutely 12th of September. 12th of September. And what he has to say about it? Make a joke and change it into was.
absolutely fucking based.
That's why these people are the enemy of the left before being the enemy of the right. They are the reason so many centrists are turning right wing, and they are the reason why so many moderate.
Remember, this is a failure of messaging if that's the case, right? If it's the case that one side can advocate for violence, can talk about the existential threat of all the radical leftists over and over and over, if the conservatives can do this for 10 years, and someone on the left going, you guys are fucking crazy, you're fascists, and we're not going to disavow violence anymore until you do. If that's what it takes for people to be like, oh, fuck, well, I'm going to go join the right, these were never real people anyway. These weren't serious people anyway. They've already been captured by right-wing messaging, if that's the case. It's the same type of person who's like, I don't trust the CDC anymore because I think they made a mistake. So now I listen to Alex Jones for my healthcare information. That's not a real position. That's not a position that a real human being can maintain through any sort of like intellectual interrogation, okay? These are meme positions that are sold to you by conservatives.
Before being the enemy of the right. They are the reason so many centrists are turning right wing, and they are the reason why so many moderate lefties are turning centrist. Prove me wrong. Now, of course, he made more videos about it. Let's have a look. Is he being at least basically decent? I'm not asking for him to like Charlie Kirk.
The decency. God, this civility cuckoldry. Oh my God. It's so, oh, and especially if he's a conservative, he's just weaponizing this against the left, right? Or maybe, I could be wrong, maybe he has made a video talking about how disappointed he is in the right or in Donald Trump related to some kind of terrorist attack or his rhetoric. Does anybody know? Does he have anything criticizing Trump for not turning down the rhetoric, for getting people to chill? Channel news and epic montage. Trump. Does he have nothing? Wait, why did these things come up for Trump? Is it in the transcript or the... Oh, he has nothing at all. Really? Wait. Automatic or manual? Oh, fascism or authoritarianism here?
Trump will talk to complete, utter, total, and then we have a little Elon Musk in here. Let me see what they're going to say. In contemporary times, the Roman salute is frequently associated with fascism and authoritarianism. However, the gesture has resurfaced in different contexts. For instance, during the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump. We'll talk about this in a second. I'll give you my opinion. In January 2025, Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, caused a stir when he performed the Roman salute during his speech. Many viewers, especially in social media, were confused by the gesture. Musk's action revived debate about the Roman salute meaning, given which is why you made this. As you can see, this is why they made this, and they just used AI slop, including for the pictures, illustration via whatever that is, and they got it from nonsense, complete, utter garbage. This is what it is. And by the way, when it comes to this statue of Marcus Aurelius, this is not a Roman salute in the sense of the fascist salute. It depends on what, if you look at it from a lower angle, you could twist it with a good photography, but the reality is it's not a raised arm like this. It's not 45 degrees. It's a lower arm, and it's just sort of addressing the crowd, if you will, and it's just a gesture of power, as I was explaining, but it is not the same thing. And if we go to censor one stop, once again, nonsense, AI slop, the Roman salute, a historical and cultural examination. Yeah, it's a nice title. It's not what it says it is. As you see, it explains shoulder height, downward, forward, blah, 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 history.
Wait. Eat fresh, hold on.
Historical origins of the Roman salute, ancient Rome. The roots of the Roman salute lie, yeah, it is a lie, in the rituals and customs of ancient Rome. The salute was likely used in the Roman military in the former state functions where soldiers or citizens would raise their right arm as a gesture, so citizens would raise their right arm. Muppet. Find another 50. I don't hate him. But the other thing is that I would like to speak a little bit about the situation that happened with Mr. Musk. Personally, I don't hate him. I don't worship him. I'm kind of indifferent. When he does something silly, like the Path of Exile 2 fiasco, I think it's silly and I say it. When he does something amazing, like what he does with Neuralink, helping people that couldn't move, I do praise that. And so I have a little bit of a, as I say, it's kind of a neutral stance when it comes to the man. I mean, he's a billionaire, so it's not like I relate to the billionaire class in any way, shape, or form. But here we are. I was just giving you context to know that there is no politics involved in this. I don't particularly care. I'm just telling you, he did what he did during the inauguration of President Donald Trump in America. And I would like to underline what I think that is. And there are three interpretations that I would like to give. Then you choose which one you think is the most accurate. Or maybe you give me a completely different one. It's up to you. So when it comes to this situation and what happened with Elon Musk, I think it's either one or three things. Taking into removing for a second the possibility that he was onto something, in the sense that he was under the influence of something, and therefore that created erratic behavior. Removing that option for a second, it's one or three things. Either he's doing it, knowing exactly what he's doing, and he is signaling to the fascists. This, to me, is the least likely. Another possibility is that due to the fact that usually there is a certain contingent within the far left that calls everyone a fascist or everyone an N-A-Z-I, maybe this was his way to troll them. Be like, you always call me that, I'm just going to do it. Since at the end of the day, guy's untouchable because of his net worth. So it is possible that he was trolling. I would put this in maybe. This is a likely possibility in my opinion, also because of the fact that he justified it immediately after. So he did this, and then he said, my heart goes to you, which kind of feels like I'm giving myself a way out, because of course people are going to backlash and whatnot. And so he's going to say, oh no, I meant that my heart was going to you. So that gives me that feeling. But the other possibility, ladies and gentlemen, we should not remove this, is that he hasn't got a clue what that salute means, in the sense that maybe he does think he's doing a Roman salute. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like Elon Musk knows much about history. He is, however, obsessed with the Roman Empire. So am I. So it's not like I'm saying I don't think about the Roman Empire every day.
Isn't it crazy that this guy will go back and dig through and find like 20-second clips of me from 7 or 8 years ago to prove that I am actively calling for violence? But Elon Musk, the guy who purchased the largest like news-related social media platform in the world, and then was campaigning explicitly for Donald Trump, and then was putting himself on stages for Donald Trump, gets this level of charitability? What the fuck?
Move properly. Trump is
Maybe in another video? What's this?
Trump campaign. Hello?
Fuck. Wait, what was the timestamp for this?
Trump campaign, as they watch a video of mine, and then they tell me, shame on you, how could you do that to me? I'm out of here. Metatron being sponsored by presidential candidates. Seriously, people, who do you think I am? So what happened is there's this individual probably got a random ad, considering the fact that we are, you know, in the American election year, and this was an ad by the
Oh, he's mad. I hate this professor attacking Vanity Fair. What is
and
this?
all he does is push Trump. I would be like, hold on a minute,
What is this?
why are you clickbaiting me and pushing politics into something that was promised to me as being something that was supposed to be about mythology, history? It would be all the same, okay? So I'm not just being unfair and just attacking the left. As I say, I'm very moderate, so I tend to attack both sides. It's just that, as you can see, in this case, it's that kind of political pushing.
Honest question, what do you think Elon did or meant by the salute? There are only two possibilities, realistically. One is that it was a Nazi salute. I don't think Elon Musk is a Nazi. Personally, I don't think. Although, man, he doesn't do himself any favors, casting his lot in with the whole South African white genocide meme, the Tommy Robinson in the United Kingdom about how non-white immigration is ruining the UK, saying that the victory of the AfD is like a necessity for Germany, otherwise the country would be like, he doesn't do himself any favors, but there's only two places that come from. One is he just did a fucking Nazi salute because he thought it'd be epic and based. Or two, that he's an actual Nazi. The idea that like, oh no, it's a Roman salute. This is a thing that nobody seriously believes on the internet. Nobody knows what the fuck a Roman salute is outside of the fucking... nobody knows what this is outside of like neo-Nazi communities that obsess over like fucking Roman history and paste all the statues and everything else. Nobody in school, nobody in your college, nobody's like throwing up Roman salutes. That is the most retarded fucking thing in the universe. And anybody that argues this, oh no, like it's a common thing. Nobody, absolutely fucking nobody was doing this. And anybody that says otherwise is absolutely gaslighting the fuck out of you. Don't ever believe any retard that tries to, oh no, it's really common. People, really common, but I can't find an example of any elected official ever doing it. There's a history of all of US politics, and the only examples I can find of Elon Musk are the ones where he just did it right now. Bullshit. I don't know. That's bullshit.
but with clickbait. Then make your channel politics. Vanity Fair can be Vanity Fair politics, and then I won't complain about it. You know, it's your freedom of speech. Say whatever you want, push whatever side you want. But in this case, it annoys me because in the foot stylist, I'm going to click it. It's going to be, hello, I'm a foot specialist, gender sexuality specialist, and I talk about LGBTQ issues in the salad I just made for breakfast. It's just...
Oh man, wait, okay, wait, these two. I'm not gonna go through this guy's entire fucking channel for this. What did he say about Flint?
Yeah, Metatron, but are you sure that it's true? You will show you. You know that I have 9 tabs up there? Oh, I'll defend this point. I will defend this point because we need to consider all the factors that lead to a result. To be thorough about this, we need to see all the factors. Why is this thing happening the way it's happening? He's presented one possibility. Oh, it's because right-wingers love the stuff Graham Hancock does. Maybe. But maybe we should also factor in how usually and aren't moderate like me tend to call the guy. Why would you? Like, you're a white supremacist and a racist. You're pushing white supremacy. Oh, he doesn't come to my podcast. He only goes to the podcast on the right wing. Well, maybe ask yourself why, is all I'm going to say here.
Well, why would that? I don't understand why people think that it's legitimate that people can bully you into an entirely different political ideology. That's crazy to me. Like, just to be clear, this Graham Hancock guy, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but he believes in the lost civilization of Atlantis and that there were huge cities that existed, you know, that are now lost, buried underwater, that we've just, for some reason, have never been able to find anywhere ever. Somehow there's no evidence, but they exist like right off the coast or they're in the ocean somewhere. Like the Graham Hancock guy is absolutely just fucking insane. He's a lunatic.
You're not a racist, Metatron, but look at your chat right now. Well, you know what? I'll have a look at the chat, but this idea that, as I told you, my...
Oh my God. Is he hitting all of me? Is he about to do the thing? It's like, well, I can't control my chat. I can't control my community. I have no idea why. Wait, hold on. He's not. I'm sorry. I need to stop cutting him off.
You're not a racist, Metatron, but look at your chat right now. Well, you know what? I'll have a look at the chat, but this idea that, as I told you, my audience is mixed. Everyone is welcome here, and as long as you don't push complete, utter hatred, if you don't push hatred, I don't care. I don't care if you say something. I don't know, I'm offended by it. I'm not offended. I don't get offended by anything. Let's see, Joe Rogan is also a liberal, says...
I don't get offended by anything? He seems pretty ass-paying about the shit that I've said.
Just, well, I think by now, I think Joe Rogan used to be a left-winger, back in the day, though. He used to be like an old-school Democrat, the way I understand it. Then he became a JFK Jr. supporter, and then he became like a Trump supporter, right? That's the way I understand it. So I would describe him now as right-wing. I don't know if he's right-leaning and still maintains some ideas from his left-wing past, or if he's going full right-wing. I don't know, because I'm not that much into politics. But in general, that's where we are. Thank you very much.
Notice that he's not that much into politics, but he knows all the right-wing talking points, right? When the woke people call everybody racist and Nazi, of course, people are going to join other podcasts. When they don't allow them to speak it, like, he knows all the talking points, even though he's not that political.
Tony Slock. Let's continue. Yeah, you are mixed. I did call you mixed, yeah. I mean, mixed politically, but even you guys, I look at the analytics, you don't. You guys come from all over the place. I got people from all over, and I'm happy about it. I love it. But please, Mr. Flint, continue.
Back in the 90s.
Okay, last thing. What is this?
But Sir Trump basically reenact whatever it is that the right wing is pushing. I don't even know. I would have done it if it was a video all about feminism, this and Trump and that in Dragon Age. Why is Trump in Dragon Age? Of course, I'm not gonna appreciate that, and I would have said it. So it doesn't matter to me if you put Sir Trump in the Dragon Age, or if you put Count Bite Them in Dragon Age. They don't belong in Dragon Age, and that's as simple as it is. Like, I don't care if, in fact, if you can find me whatever it is that they're pushing in history, particularly when it comes to like taking history and not even rewriting it, reshaping it to our own image. I don't care who does it, left or right. You just send it to me, I'll debunk them, as I have demonstrated multiple times on this platform. But when it comes to the games, it's clear what is happening with Dragon Age, and yeah, that's the situation, guys. I'm just being honest with you. I'm respectful of your opinions. If you disagree with me on whatever take, I'm glad to have you here, regardless. You know, your politics, your religion, lack thereof, whatever you like, not a problem. You're not. I can see the comments. You're not toxic individuals. You're welcome. Let's have a coffee. Let's talk like civil people. Anyways, let's. Here's another thing that I wanted to discuss. 1335. But let me. Biden is a fraud, particularly in human affairs. Not to mention the fact that history needs to be recorded in order for it to be history. And there is also the small aspect of having actual evidence that plays a pivotal. People saying that Biden is a robot. So at this point, Biden is a robot and J.D. Vance is a golem. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, I don't know. This guy doesn't even seem like he does that many politics on the channel, I guess, as much.
That would be a lie, clearly. So I appreciate honesty. But what
was this guy's motivation for even making these videos? We need to talk about Destiny. What do I even have to do with this guy's content ordinarily? Or Hassan?
Is he saying? Is he being decent? Decent and Destiny are two Ds you will never see together anywhere.
His views are
He says, don't apologize for Charlie Kirk's death. You're going to be joking. His body was still warm and his wife is still grieving, and this is what he does. And by the way, he was mocking his wife as well.
His wife is still grieving as she's out here posting videos of her stroking his hand at the casket and talking about how the forces of good and evil need to rise up and we need to get more recruitment for TP USA, and is sending out emails to... Okay, dude.
As she was like kneeling in front of the casket crying, and he was mocking her. This guy is vile. This guy is anything and everything he accuses the opposite side to be. So whenever this guy...
This is also, again, this is like so telling when they say this, that you are everything that you accuse the other side of being. If the other side only said mean things, I would have no fucking problem. That's not the issue that we're running into right now. But when you're a retard YouTuber who doesn't give a fuck or follow anything or care about anything, oh, I guess politics is just people talking on the internet. That's not really what the issue is. But when that's the extent to which your engagement with politics, you know, starts and ends, it's like, oh, things that people say online. Okay.
See someone vile on the other side, which of course exists. Vile people exist everywhere. There are vile people in my religion, Christianity. That doesn't make Christianity wrong. It just makes the people who are within Christianity that happen to be vile, vile. And this is what people like him are doing. They take a full group and they apply the worst rhetoric from a single bad apple onto the entire group, and then they...
A single bad apple? Donald Trump is a single bad apple? What?
say their call to actions for violence. This is the difference. This is an important aspect that needs to be underlined. Do not take bad apples and apply them to everyone. Take the bad apples and hold them accountable. But he says, don't apologize.
This is this is the myth, right, of the radical left and the radical right, that we need to disavow the radical sides. Except the right says that the entire left is radical. But on the right, it's literally the entirety of the Conservative Party is MAGA.
For Charlie Kirk's death. Excuse me, what? First of all, who is asking to apologize? Look at the mental manipulation there. No one is asking someone who didn't do anything to apologize. However, if there is someone like you who has been constantly pushing for violence, violence, violence onto people you disagree with, yes, you should apologize, but you won't because you wanted this. He said it. He stated it. He said this is what he wanted. This is the America he wants to live in. An America where people cannot freely express their ideas without the fear of being gunned down like animals. This is the America he wants, which is why he's now doubling down and saying, don't apologize. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
Tell me my analysis is incorrect.
This sounds like a bad thing to say. This sounds like a bad thing to say, and people don't like to think of it this way, but
it is a bad thing to say.
The reality is there are like 4 different worlds that we can live in, and it relates to like this concept of like a prisoner's dilemma. In the prisoner's dilemma, I think a lot of people talk about this. I don't know how many people are aware of how it actually works, but for prisoner's dilemma, the issue with it is
who speaks faster, XQC or Destiny? Enunciation. If you want, I can give you some diction lessons, Destiny. Since I am, after all, a professional language teacher, you need to learn to enunciate.
Paradoxical. Apparently people can understand me just fine. That's why your blown the fuck out asshole is making a video on me, so set up kind of where there is a positive outcome for 2 different players. However, both players basically become incentivized using logic to take the worst outcome, basically, for collectively. So you have 2 different people who are caught, and the 2 people who are caught are being interrogated by the police. And then the question is do you cooperate with the police and rat out your friend, or do you not cooperate with the police? I shouldn't be using cooperate, or do you not work with the police and then you cooperate with your friend? So, that's supposed to be phrased, right? Okay, we'll say prisoner 1 cooperates.
Okay, I don't care about this, also because then people tell me I use word salads.
There is a worse world than this one here. I don't give a fuck about the underlying explanation of everything I'm saying. You just want the 30-second hit piece? Okay, Chief. We're just pretending that it is the violence against each other. Civility.
Yeah.
Okay? This is where we kind of want to be,
yes.
Right? We want to be...
Oh, well, you don't. We do. You want violence on the streets.
How can you even talk to what I think when you just admitted to skipping fucking half the video? Or, I'm sorry, well, the 2 or 3 minutes. But my whole explanation of how I'm building here. What the fuck? What? Does he not see the irony in this? Hello?
So, no. You don't want civility. Don't put we. You and I are not the same.
Here, where things are civil, all right? Meaning we're not killing each other.
Right.
Or having a bad time and acting violence to each other. This would be like ideal. This is a good world, okay? Yeah. Right now, at best, we're in this world, okay?
Which you created.
Nobody wants to say this, but the problem is that this here is not the worst world. We're just pretending that it is, okay?
Of course.
The reason why it doesn't make sense for Democrats to disavow over and over and over again when Republicans won't do it is because there's a worse world for this, and the worst world is...
I would like to underline, not to interrupt him too much, but I would like to underline. Did you see what...
Not to interrupt him too much. You skipped my 2.5-minute explanation. Also, I'm sorry, I know that I'm lucky, I guess, because I went to a decent high school, so I have like a decently broad base of knowledge. But I feel like the prisoner's dilemma is not that obscure. Certainly you can see that I was about to explain it, that I drew this fucking, little retarded tic-tac-toe paint chart over here, and now I'm explaining. Certainly you see how this ties into what I'm saying. It shouldn't be that difficult to understand that, no? Hello? Yes. And the worst world is...
I would like to underline, not to interrupt him too much, but I would like to underline. Did you see what he's doing? Democrats are disavowing, so the whole group are saying violence bad, but Republicans are not doing that. Did you not see the wave of Democrats and liberals that had been specifically laughing and giggling for Charlie Kirk's death? And I found some TikTokers who specifically asked, as a call to action, now go and do Charlie's children.
Do you see? Now, do you see what he's doing? He said Democrats and liberals, right? That's what he said. What does he see? He sees what his algorithm shows him, and he sees what the conservatives want him to see. This we could find a million more at this point, right? This is not the same. Now, you can argue that maybe your leadership has no bearing on how people think, okay? But you've got all the former presidents, you've got huge mainstream media figures, you've got huge political figures, governors, like so many people on the left unequivocally disavow violence, but it doesn't matter. None of it matters. It doesn't matter at all. And if I do it, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. They'll still find the crazies, they'll still find whatever lunatic, they'll still find whatever else, and then they'll act in the most unhinged manner possible. But they refuse to see the game that's being played. So instead, in my opinion, the message from every Democrat should be, we'll call for peace as soon as Donald Trump does. That's what I want to see from everybody. So at least it can't be ignored as much. And then you fight on that point. Because it shouldn't even be a fight. It should be the conservatives should go, oh, wow, well, that's really unhinged. Of course, Donald Trump will disavow all violence, right? And then Trump does it, and then everybody else does it. We're cool. Okay, that's good. That's not even like good, like optically. It's not even good, like politically. That's just like healthy for the country. Like in a very literal sense of less people dying and healthy for our democracy. That would just be a good thing, regardless of political party. But Republicans will only play politics, and then retards like this will just be fleshlights for their corrosive ideology.
And wife. Ezekiel asked, as a call to action, now go and do Charlie's children. And wife. Is he out of his mind? The reality is, because I'm the one who tells it, this is a political manipulator. I tell it how it is. The reality is.
You see the aesthetic? It's so annoying. That's why I say, like, when I say things about myself, they're always like red flags. Because that's what I would say, right? Oh, these people are manipulative. But I'm trying to show you factually as much as possible. And then he says the same thing. I'm showing you how it is. After I skip 3 minutes of his video explaining the foundation that he's even building his argument on, I show you how it is. After bringing up 0 examples to justify anything I'm talking about, I'm literally just giving you my vibe space. I tell you how it is. And how it is what the algorithm feeds me on Twitter for me to repeat back to you in these retarded YouTube videos. Thank you, truth sayer. Thank you, truth teller. Thank you so much. So brave. Speak to power, brother.
There are some people that condemn violence, usually the overwhelming majority, and then there are people who want violence. However, what happened in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination and the aftermath, you are probably a liberal, and you're watching this, and you'll say, no, I don't want that. I don't want violence. I'm against violence. I didn't like Charlie Kirk, but I'm against violence. Great. I never said all liberals. He's the one who speaks in full groups. I don't. I'm saying there is a certain number of people that are specifically celebrating, laughing, giggling, and that is causing a strong reaction on the right. Now, are there some people on the right that are pushing it too far? Yes. If someone on the right says, now we need to retaliate off destiny, it's wrong.
Are there some people on the right? You mean like Donald Trump, the president of the United fucking States of America? It's also annoying too because, like, again, this is like real life for me, right? Like, I could be the next video and the president is not helping me and the conservatives are not helping me. Like, if anybody doesn't want political violence, I'll say it again for the millionth time, not that it fucking matters to these fucking losers. I don't want political violence. I don't want to get fucking killed. And I got a higher chance of getting killed than this fucking loser or than fucking Vosh or fucking Hassan. These people who will never leave their house if they think there's any danger even remotely to their lives. This guy who's sitting in his fucking house all day, I don't know what country this guy's from, right? Obviously, sitting there watching a colleague getting murdered is not a good feeling for me.
Number of people that are specifically celebrating, laughing, giggling, and that is causing a strong reaction on the right. Now, are there some people on the right that are pushing it too far? Yes. If someone on the right says, now we need to retaliate off destiny, it's wrong, and I will call it out. That's not the way to do it. But let's not pretend that the same level of laughing and giggling happened when the Democratic senators were off. I didn't see these thousands and thousands of...
You didn't see Mike Lee's fucking tweet, his refusal to even disavow it? You didn't see Donald Trump claiming that the guy worked for Mike Walls, that was a fucking Democrat operative, and refusing to have a phone call with him? You didn't see anything from the Republicans. You saw for a micro moment, the Republicans called it out because they thought that it was an anti-abortion killing, and then you saw nothing about it. Trump didn't go to any funeral. Trump didn't make any fucking phone call. No flags were flown at half-mast. Fuck you. What a disgusting piece of shit. Oh my God.
Conservatives, particularly kids, going around saying, we got this person in the neck, we got this person in the neck. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. And if there were some, which is why it is absolutely abhorrent that now he's going to pretend as if all liberals want no violence, but all Republicans never say that. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. This is why centrists turn right.
I'll call it genocide. I mean, you can put whatever you want here. Genocide, absolutely. Wait. I thought I was a radical, though. If I'm a radical on the left, then why is it making centrists turn right? How does that make any sense at all? What? Violence, one-sided firing squad, whatever, execution.
Right.
There
That's
is a worse
wrong.
world than this one here.
We all know that.
And that worse world is one side enacting violence.
Of course.
And the problem is that the Republican rhetoric is pushing us in that direction. Where the Republicans want to push us here, right? Where it's a Dem utter loss. And they do that by already trying to say that we are here, right? You've heard the Republicans say over and over again, it's all left-wing violence, it's all left-wing violence, it's all left-wing violence. And they do that as a call to their own side, that they need to respond with violence.
And the way to prove them wrong, if that's what you want to do, is to condemn the shooting of the children, the Christian children, by the way, that were killed by someone who clearly wasn't a Republican. I think it's obvious. And then also this Charlie Kirk's assassination. You do not have the moral ground if you laugh. It's one of the two. You got to choose. I would have...
Everybody condemned the shooting of the children. What the fuck are you talking about? What? Oh, he just lives online. He has no fucking idea what he's talking about.
respected Democrats if they had said, and I do not have the moral ground if you laugh. It's one of the two. You got to choose. I would have respected Democrats if they had said, and I do respect those Democrats like that have been condemning this. But a lot of you guys are laughing about it, so you lose the moral ground. Be angry at those people on your side that are laughing about this. You included.
It's just unbelievable to me how much the internet has just fucked people's minds up. Oh my God.
You laughed. You said you were going to make fun of the firefighter. You were the one who pushed the people in your audience to now go around and laugh. So you lost the moral ground. You want to regain it? Condemn the violence, but don't make a video saying don't apologize for Charlie Kirk's death.
So the reason why I'm not sympathetic to people saying we need to turn down the temperature, well, look, just because the other side isn't doing it doesn't mean we can't. No, we're not in the worst world right now. This world, right, which is this part of the prisoner's dilemma box, this world is preferable right here to this world.
You see what he's doing? Once again, mental manipulation. It's as clear as day. He's giving you an answer that is correct. Yes, the world.
How am I being accused of mental manipulation? I'm drawing out from start to finish. Like, this is my theoretical model right here. This is my other theoretical model, okay? This is the applied theoretical model to the theoretical political world. And then this is how I think that it's playing out right now with examples from both sides. How is this mental manipulation? This is just me explaining my thoughts. And then I don't know if I'm sure I use examples in this video, but if not, I've used them a myriad of other times.
Mental manipulation. It's as clear as day. He's giving you an answer that is correct. Yes, the world with violence is preferable to the world with genocide. That's correct, but it's unrelated. That's what he does. So he says something and you listen to it and you're like, well, yeah, I agree with that. But it has nothing to do with, oh, that's why we shouldn't call for stopping violence or lowering temperature. Do you see how unrelated the two things are? And he's doing it on purpose. He's saying what he wants to say, which is the message. Don't tone down the violence. That's what he's saying. And then because people who are decent, left or right or center, are going to be like, well, no, we should tone down the violence. What are you on about?
Center and right are saying Republicans should tone it down too. Seems to be strangely absent from all of the Republican leadership messaging. And from all of the unhinged fucking tweets that I've seen coming out of them over the past couple of days, but okay.
And then he's going to say, but no, because it's preferable to have this world over this one, isn't it? And then people are going to be like, yeah, I mean, sure, it is preferable. No, civility is preferable, you liar.
Or this world, right? And the one-sided call, yeah, civility is preferable. Remember I said that at the very beginning of this explanation over and over again?
Civility is preferable, you liar.
Or this world, right? And the one-sided calls for just us, we just need to disavow. No, I'm sorry. The president of the United States, without having any idea at all who the actual shooter is, has already blamed one side.
Because there was a bullet which said, catch this fascist. Which is the side that calls the other fascist?
Like, and he's doing it! And he's doing it! He's joining them! Also, didn't the president make this statement before the gun had even been fucking found? Am I hallucinating? He did. I think the president and Nancy Mace, didn't they make their statements before there was even a found fucking weapon? Also, who calls the other side fascist? Donald Trump calls us fascists. Are we going to talk about that at all, or? It actually wouldn't surprise me if Trump used fascist more than the Democrats did, because I feel like fascist is more like a Antifa or like tanky or like socialist talking point. I don't know how much if I've ever heard. No, I think they did. I think. Did they? Does Biden say fascism? Maybe he does. I don't remember. Feels like a lifetime ago when that man was our president. Give me the Trump compilation. Where is it? Bonnie did use it. Okay. It's Mehdi Hassan.
Divide in American politics today is between these far-left fascists led by Harris and her group. We have a fascist person running who's incompetent. She's a Marxist, communist, fascist, socialist. She's not actually a socialist. She's gone past that. Somebody's got to explain this woman. There's a radical left Marxist, communist, fascist. Divide in American politics today.
But okay.
Because there was a bullet which said, catch this fascist. Which is the side that calls the other fascist? As someone who receives that insult constantly, be real, Destiny. Be honest. Once again, I'm honest on my end.
I've been called a fascist way more than you have. You're literally a little baby in this world. Please, fuck off.
I'm not saying all Democrats do this. I'm not saying all liberals are like this. I've seen a lot in my comments that say I'm left-wing, but it's horrible. I didn't like what Charlie Kirk said, but this is unbelievable, and I strongly... Great. That's a good lefty. Differently from you. You instead demonize the entirety of the other side, and then add calls to violence. This is the difference between me and him. If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to...
Jesus.